All right. Feeling pretty good today. Have been shaking like a flu for a couple of weeks, maybe 2, 3 weeks. And the last couple of days, just starting to feel myself again. At the end of life, what really matters is not what we brought, not what we build, not but what we share, and our competence, but our character, not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. I would agree. Significance. If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. Easily said, hard to do. Very hard to do, right? Most of us live in the past. So this weekend, Dallas Cowboys, a lot riding here. Dak Prescott, is he going to be able to do it? I don't know. It's a tall order. It really is. I feel for them. So much is on, the line here. Same with Houston Texans right now. CJ Stroud. So here's the man of the hour. Lamar Jackson. You can kind of see him there. And it looks like the Bears got what they wanted. The first overall pick. That's what they're thinking. Mike Tomlin. 17 straight seasons without a losing record. That's pretty good. They still got a long way to go, though, to get into the playoffs. Get that spot, the wild card, right? So today, I bet they are scheming. They also need some luck. There's a lot of luck involved in that right now. And what I mean by luck is they have to be healthy. The teams really have to be healthy. So I'm going to have a quick look here at, let's see here. Yeah, we're looking at quite the game here. Saturday, Pittsburgh takes on Baltimore. Now, unless Baltimore Ravens decide not to play anybody, and I mean anybody, then they've got a good chance, right? I don't know what kind of magic it's going to take for the Steelers to get in, but there's a few combinations that can make that work. Now, the Texans and the Colts, I'm going to go with the Texans winning that, and that's Saturday, and that's at 8:15. And that is the first game that the Texans have played at night. They've always played at 1 o'clock. This year, I heard that stat somewhere. And the Colts have also not been in any primetime games, which is wild. Let's see if we can get rid of this. And then you can just see me. All right, so the other game that I'm a little concerned about is the Jaguars. If the Jaguars win, then they will clinch a spot. They'll be in. And I don't think that's out of reach. They are playing the Titans. I think that'll be a fun game to watch. And the Jaguars will clinch the second straight AFC South title against the Titans if they can do it. We'll have to see. All right. If you lack discipline, read this thread. I like this. This is good. If you lack discipline, read this thread. I like this. The inconsistent ladder. Can you see this? I think you can. The consistent ladder. Small changes every day. That'll get you to the finish line. That's the goal, right? If you look at life that way, I think you can be saner. And the way that you frame your life each and every day has a lot to do with your sanity level, I think. 6 types of people you must need in your life. I like this. 6 types of people you must need in your life. The cheerleader. Your biggest supporter, always celebrating your successes and cheering you on through thick and thin. The confidant. A trusted companion who listens without judgment. A safe space for sharing your deepest thoughts and feelings. The comedian. Someone who brings laughter and joy, brightening your days and lifting your spirits. The inspirer. A motivating force, sharing wisdom, stories that ignite your creativity and drive. I love that one. The challenger pushes you to grow and to take new challenges, encourages you to reach your full potential. The empathetic listener, a compassionate soul offering genuine support and understanding during tough times. I must have problems with empathy. I couldn't get empathetic out of my mouth. It was like, no, say it's not true. Don't do that. Don't be afraid to change. You may lose something good, but you may again something better. Change is tough. Change is really tough for a lot of people. Because we get safe, right? We get so safe living in our little cocoons of what we know. You know, yes, you may gain some things, but a lot of people, I think they'd be happier being miserable than change, in all honesty. I like this. Dear awakening humanity is not the end of the world. It's the end of the illusion. I like that. Are we living in illusion? I don't know. I hope not. Sometimes think we live in a matrix. The AFC Players of the Week. Okay. Let's have a look. See if we can get it to work. James Cook rushed for 179 yards, 42 yards in receptions, 1 rushing TD. That's good. That's really good. And that's what they need. Oh my God, they need some offense. Besides Josh Allen, he doesn't have to carry the whole load all the time. It's just too hard. Listening and driving. Driving and listening with Tony D. I ended up posting that crazy thing where I had the 2 screens. People liked it. And that's what we do, is we try every day to come up with content on the fly. And we never know what we're going to end up posting later. And of course, making connection with the people that we know. But many individuals find comfort in the uncomfortable at times. They love when people fumble and make crazy mistakes. So what I try to do is, when things go wacky, I get wacky with the wacky. So I decided to sing. Right? And I decided to enjoy that resonance of the echo. And it sounded very, I don't know, almost spiritual in a way. The way it was vibrating. It was really cool, actually. I like this one right here. Tua, 175,000 votes. And Christian McCaffrey, 131,000. Brock Purdy, 120. And I believe now Brock Purdy has the most votes of anybody, which is wild because that's changed. And it's amazing if you have one bad game, how things get bad for you, like quick. How people turn, how they turn, the tide turns on you. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee here. George Kittle has been phenomenal this year. I'm not shocked at all that he's part of the running here. Let's have a quick look. All right, right now we're looking at this list. It's called Football Stars, assembled by yours truly. So how do people feel about Josh Allen and his chances of winning this weekend? I don't know. Flash Garrett, a big kid at heart. It looks like they're practicing in the snow. Let's see if we can get you to see this. One more. Yep, there you go. Look at the legs on him. Holy mackerel. He's built. These professional athletes are insanely strong. I like the music today. It's nice. It's kind of soothing. All right. Let's see what we have in the list here. Yeah, that's the thing. Who you got? A player spot is on the line in week 18. And either the Texans or the Colts are going to get it. And my hope is we're going to see the Texans clinch it. I'm really hoping they win that game. It'll be a fun game. It should be very entertaining. All right, let's have a look here. So I am thinking so far, I'm looking at this, at the games. I think the Steelers are not going to beat the Ravens. That's not going to happen. I believe the Texans will overtake the Colts. I think the Jaguars will beat the Titans. This one is iffy. The Vikings and the Lions. This would be a huge upset if the Vikings beat the Lions. The Lions should be able to beat them. We'll see. And the Lions have so much to prove now because they're, feeling like they got completely robbed by the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so let's go with the Lions there. We got the Falcons against the Saints. That's anybody's game. I have a feeling that the Saints are on a roll, and they may take it. So I'm going to go with the Saints on that one. The Jets and the Patriots. Let's go with the Jets. The Buccaneers and the Panthers. I would say the Buccaneers no matter what. I'm with them all the way. Ride or die. I want them to win. The Browns against the Bengals. That'll be a very entertaining game. I think that'll be a high-scoring game, by the way, over 30. I think that'll be something like 36. Yeah, let's say 36 for the Bengals and 40 for the Browns. Somewhere in that range. The Bears and the Packers. I think that'll be tight. I think there's a very good chance the Bears could win. But I'm hoping that the Packers take it. The Packers have such a strong squad this year. The Bears are building. Cowboys against the Commanders, they have to win. There's no excuses. And they have to win famously. Now, are they going to sit a lot of their players? I don't know. Are they going to sit Dak? I don't know. What do you think? It's a good time to use some of the secondary players. The Commanders, though, can be explosive. This could be a very high-scoring game. So I'm going to say that the Commanders will win, if they win, by no more than 3 points. If the Cowboys win, which I think they will, they'll win by at least 7. But I'm not saying the Commanders can't beat them. I think this could be a huge upset. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys by 7. And this will be 24 to 28 for the Cowboys. That's my guess. Broncos and Raiders should be a very physical game, fun game. I'm going to go with the Broncos in this game, even with all the changes and the craziness. But don't underestimate the Raiders. God, I don't know what to do. part of me wants to do the Raiders. I might be back on that. I might research that a little bit more. Eagles have to win this game. Have to. And they have to win it famously by a large margin. They're not the same team this year. They just aren't. And they used to be the bully. They're not the bully anymore. So I think you'll see Jalen play quite well. I think they need to shake off some of the rust. I think they've got problems in the locker room. Of course, everybody's injured right now, so there's no excuses for that. So I'll go with the Eagles, and I'll say this is 32-22 in favor of the Eagles. And the Giants will make it entertaining. The Seahawks and the Cardinals. I feel like there will be an upset here. I think the Cardinals can win. And again, it won't be a huge margin. It'll be something like 3 to 5 points. The Cardinals, I'm going to say 30, and the Seahawks 28. That's my guess. I would love to see the Seahawks win, but I have a weird suspicion the Cardinals are way better than they've been presenting. I would love to see the Rams beat San Fran. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. So I'm going to say the Rams take the 49ers by no more than 3 points. And I'm thinking that because the 49ers might rest some of their key players. The Chiefs are a mess. There's never been a better time to beat them. I don't think the Chargers are going to beat them. I would be very shocked and somewhat disappointed. I think this will be a low-scoring game. The Chiefs 26 and the Chargers 18. The Bills and the Dolphins. This might be the best game of the week. I think it's going to be explosive. I think there's going to be a lot of points. I think it's going to be messy. I say the Dolphins 32 and the Bills 33. The Bills win by 1 point. It'll be insanely close, and it's going to come down to the last 5 minutes of the game. I think that the Bills will probably have a bit of a slow start, but be steady. And the Dolphins, they're injured like everybody else, so we'll have to see what Peaches... Did I say peaches? I meant pieces. I must be wanting some peaches. This could go anyway. I'm telling you, this is going to be such a good game on Sunday. So, let's do a recap there. I was going to say the Bills. It's going to be a high-scoring game. And the Dolphins, I'm not saying they can't win. If they do, it'll be insanely tight. The Chiefs have to win. I think the Cardinals are going to be the Seahawks. I think the Rams are going to be the 49ers. I think the Eagles are going to easily handle the Giants. I still don't know what to do here. Part of me wants to vote for the Raiders. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I'm going to stick with them. Cowboys are going to be the Commanders. The Packers are going to beat the Bears, but that's going to be close. The Buccaneers are not going to easily win this game against the Panthers. But I really think it'll be a good game for Baker Mayfield. The Browns, of course, will overtake the Bengals, but it'll be close. That might be my second favorite game. It's interesting. And then the rest of the teams, except for the Steelers, and that would be the upset of the universe. If the Steelers beat the Ravens, that would be wild. I feel like the Vikings-Lions game will be incredibly entertaining. It'll be fun. And the Jets, I think they've got nothing to lose, so they'll probably play well. It'll probably be a fun game for them. So we'll see how that ends up. let's have a quick look here at... All right. Oh, nice. I like the beat. So, what is the likelihood of the Cowboys winning? If you were to pick, say, 4 teams, maybe 5 teams. 5 might be better. But let's say that you pick Mahomes. You still have faith. He's been there before. He's won twice. He knows what it takes. And maybe they get it together and get into the final. The Ravens have to do it. This is their time to shine. The 49ers also have to do it. I think the Cleveland Browns could shock us all. I'm telling you. If anybody underestimates them, Joe Flacco. I'll tell you, there's chemistry with him in that team. You know, if you believe in divine support of any kind, I think there is some craziness going on there. Nobody wanted him. He was sitting at home, doing nothing. He was part of the Jets. And you could tell the people that know him really like him as a person. You know, after the games, he is so well liked. We should watch this together. Okay, let's hit the music here for a second. All right, let's put this on pause just for a moment. And then I will hit this. We'll see how this works. We'll give it a whirl. All right, we got click that. And I might get lucky and we'll be able to see it. We'll see how this goes here. We'll try. Oh, I have to click this too.
It's his willingness to get better, his willingness to learn, you know, him wanting to get better each and every day. You know, Dave has a lot of talent, you know, a lot of speed, a lot of good qualities for his position. He's very strong, great blocker. You know, the sky's really the limit for him because, you know, I can see him continuing to get better each and every year, even though I believe he's in his 7th year. So, you know, I'm happy for him that he got his first Pro Bowl, real proud of him, but I'm sure that there's many more to come.
So that was Amari Cooper, and he's talking about Pro Bowl and players that made and players that didn't. Do you think the Pro Bowl is a distraction at this time of the year? Or is it something to be insanely proud of? Right? Are you one of these people that think it's a joke and they shouldn't do it anymore and it's not worth the risk? I personally don't know how I feel about it. Oh, look at this. Brock Purdy is the first 49ers QB selected to the Pro Bowl since Jeff Garcia in 2002. 2002. Well, what is that? That's a few years. What is that, 12? We can do basic math, right? Oh my God. You guys remember the Rock'em Sock'em robots? Did you ever have those as a kid? This is what this looks like to me. Look at this. 9 Pro Bowlers. 9. Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa, Brock Purdy, Fred Warner. He might be one of the best players in the league, period. Trent Williams. That's a lot. 9. That's crazy, right? It just goes to show you. And the reason they say that this is because they only pay peanuts for Brock Purdy. Like they're paying nothing for him. Next to zero. So they have all kinds of room. And I think what they're going to have to do in the future is they're going to have to pay the quarterbacks less. And they're better maybe to have 2 or 3 mid-tier quarterbacks that have potential. Because let's look what happened this year. How many top-tier quarterbacks ended up getting hurt and didn't play, and yet some third, fourth string player is now shining. So maybe they need to spend more money, resources, time in developing talent slowly and have a pool of 3, 4 quarterbacks and pay them the equivalent of what they would pay one star. So, if you're paying your top quarterbacks like 40 million, have 3 or 4 that you pay somewhere around 30 to 40 million. And let them, develop and see how it goes. But it just goes to show you, if you spend too much money, you have no money for anything else. And I think that's kind of what happened with the Chiefs this year. They started paying and they're missing pieces. And make incentives. If you make it to the Super Bowl, then pay them a boatload of money if they make it to the Super Bowl. And there's only one team that's going to have to pay for that. And and I know they're going to get it back. The revenue after you win for a year is pretty darn good for teams. So you only have to pay one team a lot of money then, right? Have huge incentives. Or have huge incentives if you're in the top 4. Things like that. There's so many problems in the league, though, right now. First of all, there isn't a lot of top-tier quarterbacks. How many are there really? 5? Maybe 5? And the rest are pretty good. When you have quarterbacks, and I love Baker Mayfield, don't get me wrong, and I like Brock Purdy. I think he's amazing. But then there's other tiers of talent. Lamar Jackson, right? Hands down, as far as I'm concerned, the best quarterback in the league. Not even close to anybody else. Josh Allen, I think, is the next best. And then if you want a quarterback that's going to be amazing for the next 5 years, I would go with Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes. And he's crazy intelligent, and he works hard, and he has a good work ethic. And I think you'll see in the future Purdy do really well, because he is forever trying to get better. And then you have a lot of quarterbacks that are good, but they're not great. Kirk Cousins, really good, great numbers. Derek Carr, good quarterback. He's okay. He's mid-tier. CJ Stroud, he's good. He's going to be amazing. And he's exactly what I'm talking about. You need to not be so gung-ho about who is the first pick. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If they end up on a team that has no supporting cast, they're destined for doom. If you're one of these quarterbacks, you're better off to be picked in the second round. If you're gifted, they'll figure it out. Give it time. It's like Bryce Young. If he had been on a better team this year, I think his life would have been a lot easier. Anthony Richardson, love him. Phenomenal. Concussion. Within the first 5 weeks. I thought for sure he would be one of the most solid players. It just didn't happen. So many people go on and on about the gifts that Dak has. He's better this year. But is he in the same league as Josh Allen? No. I don't think so. Is he in the same league as Lamar Jackson? No. Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not. And will he be? Maybe. I don't see it. And then you've got these physical, like just incredible, large specimens, who should be better than they are, but they're not. So, I don't know. I'm hoping that this will be a really fun week, the week coming up. And then you got Joe Flacco. Nobody wanted him. And he's showing signs that he could upset a few teams. And they maybe, just maybe, could end up in the final. And everybody gave up on the Steelers. And who knows, maybe that's not over. And you have a quarterback that was kind of forgotten at Christmas time with the last name Rudolph, who's suddenly doing phenomenal. So do you need to pay 30, 40, 50 million dollars for this talent? I don't know. And then we're benching quarterbacks because we paid them too much. It's crazy. I hope it's not just because, there's a difference in opinion. To me, it's all looniness. Total looniness. All right, let's have a quick look, and we'll thank a few people, and we'll end it. All right, let's click it here. I have no frickin' clue how this is going to go out this week. And I feel for them because the pressure right now is insane. And we forget they're humans. We forget the stress that they're going through. And so many players right now are just fighting to have a job next year. They got to prove themselves. I think that's why you see so many people by the end of the year. They're like, look, I've got to promote my brand. What's it say here? When we prioritize health and well-being, we're expanding our focus and responsibility to a higher level of quality living. Oh, that's from Danica. I like that. Okay, let's share this. All right. See if we can get it to fit in there. It's not bad. Not bad. So here are a few of the souls that are forever supporting the cause. Appreciate you. Thank you, Jace. Hopefully you're having a good 2024. Thank you, David. David loves to take pictures of random souls. And he loves to go in the streets and just take pictures. Makes him very happy. And it's something he's done for a very long time. And his photography it's unique. Tells a story. James, I've been following for a very long time. Thank you, James, for everything you do. Bobby Brooks, thank you so much. Michael Fisher, him and I have been friends on and on for a very long time. On and on and on. I would say 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. At least 5. But it could be as many as 8. If it's who I think it is, and I think it is. And his specialty is, what does it say here? Cybersecurity. FinTech. Digital transformation. Data science. 5G. Here's a picture I took 3 or 4 weeks ago while it was still raining. Man, is it beautiful right now. I'm just looking out my window and the sun is starting to go down. And I think I want to take tea out again before it gets really cold. But if you can, every day, post something in the new year. Even if it's 10 minutes. Even if it's a short for a minute or a minute and a half. Take time. Maybe if you like doing videos with your dog. I do that sometimes as well. There's Jackie. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you. I'm curious. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bob has 44,000 followers. Not too shabby. Cybersecurity as well. And a few years ago, I started following a lot of business people. And I used to do just spiritual broadcasts. And I built a whole new audience and met some really nice people, which is phenomenal. And now we're doing a little bit of football, and I don't know what the next sport will be, but I'm forever trying different avenues to explore the spiritual experience. And so many athletes try to find the cutting edge. And the cutting edge is something unique, a different way to view something, a different lens, a different avenue, a belief in something greater than what is going on around you, and being able to tap into that intuitive side of you. And some of them get world-renowned psychics to come and teach them how to be more intuitive. Because if they're more intuitive on the field, they're going to be able to anticipate where the ball is going to be, which means they may be able to have a quick pick and, the pick six, right? Run it in for the touchdown. I love the music today. This is a nice picture. So if you can, leave in the comments the 4 teams that you feel have the greatest chance of winning this year. Who they are and why. Here are the odds. Look at this. This is pretty wild. So it says here, on week 17, okay, it was minus 500 for the Eagles, plus 650 for Dallas. Now it's minus 1350 for Dallas and plus 750 for the Eagles. 1 week. That's crazy, right? That's hard to believe. Just 1 sec here. Put it back on. There we go. Interesting times in the world. Let's try this. Will this? Yeah, it'll be small, but you'll be able to kind of see it. Now, this is one of the patterns that you can have with Restream. You can put a different pattern in. And you can also change it on the fly. So let's say you wanted, these are video clips. So if I wanted to change the background to something more moody, like that, you can do that on the fly, right? Or let's say you wanted something a little happier looking. You could do this, and I've used this one before. It's nice, colorful, bright, free-flowing. It's gonna be a very weird weekend. I can just feel it, and there's gonna be a lot of upsets. I think it's the first time I've never been so uncertain coming this close to the Super Bowl of what the teams would be. Like last year, I really thought the Eagles were going to win. I really did. I wanted the Chiefs to win. If they can somehow come back and win again, it'll blow the doors off me. It really will. And you can never underestimate the Steelers. You can never underestimate the Browns, especially this year. I would love to see Dallas make it to the final. I would love to see Dak get a little more respect. I would love, though, if I could have any choice, Lamar to win this year. I think he deserves it the most. I think the team that's most deserving probably is the 49ers if they can stay healthy. And don't forget, anybody can win one game. Anybody can win one game. Any team can do it. And a lot of times it comes down to a fumble, right? An interception. Who gets less penalties? Who holds the ball longer? Who's got the better kicker? Who has the best return team? You know, home field advantage is truly an advantage. So we'll see. Last year, I thought was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. And my heart broke for Jalen Hurts because I thought was the best player on the field last year. I really did, even though they lost. And I know he fumbled and there were some questionable calls, and there'll be questionable calls this year for sure. It happens every year. Oh, this is nice. It's a nice picture, eh? Quincy Williams, 2024, leave no doubt. I wonder what certain players are hoping, what teams they hope will win. The ones that are out of it. That's a great shot. They're a great squad, and they are so well coached. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they could end up in the final. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying they could easily end up in the final. They have momentum at the right time. And it's one of those stories that will be told forever and ever. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the channel. If you can, subscribe, leave a wonderful comment. Leave a comment telling me about the 4 teams that you're hoping will be in the playoffs. And if you can, in the future, if you would like to be a guest on our show, be on Tony's show, The Bell Kings. Not too sure what day we're going to be doing it, but hopefully we'll be able to do it this week. I would love to know what teams you think will be the greatest upsets. My favorite team right now is, of course, the Buffalo Bills. I don't really think they're going to win it. If they did, I would be over the moon. The Buccaneers, I would love to see them win one game. If they can win one more game, I will be over the moon. And that will place them in a better situation. Josh and, the Bills, Josh Allen, they cannot let up at all. Not for a moment. They have to play this like it's the Super Bowl every week right now. And they have to stay in momentum. And I find with them, they're either an unbelievable team or kind of lackluster. And that has been happening a lot this year with Kansas City. Kansas City is kind of showing up, kind of winning games. But if you look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They're in the top 5 for quarterbacks for passing yards. And that's with a whole bunch of drops this year, which to me shows immaturity and lack of focus. So they got to get laser focused if they're going to do anything. Part of me thinks the ship is come and gone for Philly. I would love for Philly to prove me wrong. So many incredible stories this year. The Texans, I have no idea. I'm hoping only the best for CJ Stroud. I was very upset when Tank Dell went down this year. I think they'd have a better chance if they had all the weapons. Miami, I don't have a lot of faith. I got to be real. And they're proving that they're one of those teams that do incredibly well with teams that are 500 or less. But if you look, nobody this year, hands down, blew out the league by winning every game. The best record was 13-1 so far. And so many teams within a win or two. It's close. It's still anybody's game, especially this weekend. So we're going to see some crazy matches. Many people are saying they're hoping they'll see the 49ers and the Ravens in the final. with Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy fighting it out to the very end. I'm of the sneaking suspicion, though, you can't give up on the Cowboys. They also have, I don't know, a good chance to end up in the final. And what a final that would be. And what would the numbers be like if they won? And oh my God, they're so due to at least make the final. Have a wonderful day. Why don't we read something before we go here? Let's see if we can find something spiritual. Let's see here. I'm gonna look at my list. It seems a little gummed up. Why don't I do this? Click that, and we'll hit this, and I think it just makes it big. Okay, let's see if we can find. Here's the notifications. Oh yeah, Noble Ron, thank you for everything you do. I do really appreciate you. Let's see here. I'm going to this week also try to be on Twitter Spaces more as a guest. I'm trying to get more and more people from that era. Thank you to Rich Roberts. I appreciate you. Jackie, Simone, Donika, Salomon, Mojo, Maria, Thinkers 360, Terry Lightfoot, the real Ted Hicks, Chris, thank you so much for what you do. Hans, Tim Brown, Coach Turby, Walton Teddy, Alicia, Ricasta, Carl, of course Tony D, Bobby, Rose, Keith Keller, Sufan, Tim Huge? No. Huge! Who else? Right here. Dina, who's a neighbor who lives in Toronto. Nikki, Barbara Allen, Mark of the Beast. Christian, thank you so much for what you do. Frederick. That's wild music. Okay, let's see if we can read something uplifting here first. Today, I thank you for your beautiful words. And I do. I thank you for your beautiful words. All right, this is from Melanie. The magic of today. Today, I will love myself enough to believe in my dreams. I like that. I will love myself enough to write a list of things I am good at. Today, I will love myself enough to start something new. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You know, for a lot of people, just taking that first step in 2024 is really difficult. So know that you can do it. And just make sure that it's, you know, small increments. Don't get too tied up in this or that. The list I'm reading from right here is great quotes on Twitter. I love this too. And this is from Turtle Breeze. Loving myself is how I healed the pain from others who didn't love me. That's nice. This is powerful. Blessed be God. Blessed be thy holy name. Blessed be Jesus Christ, true God and true man. That's from Teresa. If we don't heal, we pass our wounds to our children, then they cycle these pains to different generations. Generational curse. Oh, that's sad. So generational curses are just unhealed traumas. Please heal. I like that. That's good. You leak energy when you overshare. Be private. Some people gossip to you to gossip about you. Don't tell them more than you need to know. They can ruin what you don't know. Living in private, dating in private, making money in private and growing in a private is self-care. In the end of the year, a lot of clarity came to my heart. I wanted to forgive myself for the mistakes I made and forgive others for theirs. Equality to practice, being more kind, soft, understanding, loving, and compassionate. I want to steer away from judgment and harshness. I like that. I think that's a great place to end it. Dating someone who's emotionally mature, not afraid of difficult conversations, and willing to communicate and resolve conflicts because they care about you, want to build a future with you, and know something that the blind souls just don't see. Thank you. Until next time, God bless you all. Have a glorious day and keep moving true north.